best teams in the tournament. It's OG, the title defenders, the defending champions going up against Militant Esports, a team that has a lot to prove in split number 2. They had a very rough time in the previous split and now they're looking to exact some revenge. Will they be able to beat the currently highest ranked team in the tournament? Will they be able to usurp the throne? We will find out very soon, ladies and gentlemen. But for now, I would love to welcome our YouTube audience and these players to the stage.
OG. Confident as always, and MLT, the exact same walkout, I think. Super focused, just making sure that they are the ones who try and reign supreme in the server. Rough dude, he looks happy. He looks like he wants some more frags today. And Venka just showing how cold he could be. Hey, he's feeling a little bit cold maybe, but that's okay. That's okay. Militant, let's see how do they perform when they finally meet. And also I'm excited to see the map pool. Since Militant were able to take Split from the hands of Team Revenant, do we see Split again being picked by them? That's a big question that I have. Let's see if Team Militant are able to answer it out or not. But yeah, I mean, all these players, Bad Love, Knight Rider, Venka Too Cold, Cortez. Will we see Badman though is my question, or we still might see another player? I think it's Rio. Yeah, it is Rio who will be the 5th player for Team Militant. So no changes in terms of the roster. OG, again, the same sticking 5. We did see Levy in the very first few matches of split number 1, but that was about it. After that, Team Orangutan, they've made their whole run in split 1 and also started split 2 without him. Levy, we might see him play in the future, but for now, this is the playing fight that there is. AWK, Aziz, Antidote, Rawfuel, and Tesseran. The decisions here are interesting though. Militant, I'd like to see a good performance from them. Let's see if we have it or not. That is going to be a very important question. I'll definitely ask the chat too, guys. Come on, you also predict who do you think is going to win and what is going to be the scoreline overall, because I do think OG they should have this match in their bag overall, but I wouldn't be surprised if Team Militant is able to snatch a map. That too when we'll see the map pool being revealed, the map video being revealed, and does it play to the strengths of Team Militant or does it play to the strength of Orangutan? That is the question that I have for now. But I still think even regardless of the maps that are going to come in, OG, they do have an upper hand, they do have the odds in their favor, and for Militant to pull off an upset, it'll take a great show of performance from Knight Rider and Venka. These two players, if they do step up huge, that is when Team Militant can expect a big upset against the players of Team Orangutan, and I think that is what they want to do here. Still excited to see the map Vito. What do we have in terms of maps? We'll have it very shortly available because Militant, they love to play those attacking sided maps. Even Team Orangutan, Haven is their bread and butter, and we did see why yesterday, and they were very great on that particular map. So Haven is something I'd say moving forward into this series should be perma-banned by any team that plays against Team OG, since it's a very good map. Fracture, they did show a very stupendous performance on it too. So that being in the map Vito will definitely help the side of Team OG. But let's see what are the bans first of all. I think Lotus, yes, OG, they just perma-ban Lotus there. I think preparing for it, and we might see it in the grand finals if they reach there. But before that, it'll be a difficult choice for them. MLT, yes, there's the respect ban I was looking for. They banned Split, and oh, what? OG come in with a pick of Split. This is a map where Team Militant feel very strong. And seeing Split in the mix, Militant go for their second strongest map, that is Ascent. Oh my god. The whole map pool is way different than what I thought previously. Pearl being the next ban for OG. MLT should ban the map of Bind, yes, that they do. And the decider is gonna be Fracture. So in terms of map superiority, I'd say this one goes to Team Militant. They just defeated Revenant on Split, which bear in mind is a very decent team. They choose Ascent as their second map, although we've seen them being defeated quite a bit on the map of Ascent. But hey, it's their choice. Maybe they bring in something new which we do not expect, and that is where they thrive. Ooh, MLT. A lot of spice over here, and let's see if it continues with the map, with the agent select too. Tesseract this time, instead of the initiator role that he usually went for, goes with the Said and Aziz plays this guy. Anti on the Omen, RBK with the Cypher, Raffle should be there with the Trusty Jet that there is. Knight Rider with the Cypher, alright. They do run a double controller setup over here with Cortez and Bad Love being the Harbor and the Omen respectively, and Venka on the raise. Hey, to be honest, I do think MLT's comps is just a little bit better. The double controller, if used perfectly, which by the way yesterday was not, you were denying space but you're not taking space behind it, so essentially Orangutan just started disrespecting the Harbor utility. And let's see if MLT do fall for the same mistake. Cortez and Bad Love will have crucial role to play here, especially out mid, and there's no Sage Wall available. So Militant, they'll have to be very, very careful. And Orangutan on the other hand is definitely gonna be a little bit threatened by the composition that MLT has. The double controller, what are your thoughts, Crips?
I actually like this one. I kind of feel like the old Viper Omen or the Viper Astra combination was getting a bit too stale, and the Harbor brings so much more versatility. He still has the same level of area denial that Viper does, except, you know, minus the snake bites for post plants, but that's still fine because the Gove can be a game changer. That being said, I like that Militant Esports are really making Cortez play the Harbor again and again. If he's gotten used to that agent, it will be perfect. He's one very versatile agent, and Cortez was always known to be a very versatile player. There was a time when he was one of the best initiators in the country, you know. So with him having a Harbor, a controller which can also act like a pseudo initiator in certain situations, I think it's perfect for him. So I like the approach that Militant Esports are taking. On the other hand, Orangutan have gone for a very standard loadout, very standard agent composition, so I'm not really surprised by what they bring to the table, but the way they will keep changing RVK's Cypher setup, that will be a massive thorn in the side for Militant Esports.
Alright, here we go with round number 1. Where we have Team OG, I think, going all the way towards the B side. No second mines over there. The cascade instantly gets deployed, but OG, they're quick enough to rotate around. Tesseract with a trade and not being traded himself. 23 HP, but Rio with the wall by catches him off. Raw Fuel, usually the first one in, is Rio the third person to enter into the side. Will he get the frag onto Rio? The answers though. Knight Rider with the support up. Heaven and RVK. Left all alone in a 1v3. It seems to be a very difficult fight to win, and it is. Players in all the other directions. Militant, they secured their pistol round. A little bit discoordinated, if that's the word, Team OG in this round, because it's Raw Fuel who came in third, and the entry was taken by what I think Aziz or Andy Toad in the mixture. But hey, OG, I think it'll be fixed super soon. We might have a round for them that will be draw, but then I do admire it because these Sheriffs have reigned supreme in the previous game. They got what, 3 Thrifties in the first game and 1 or maybe 2 in the map of Fracture. So you still cannot completely count them out. But still, MLT, they do have the weapons advantage. Should be able to secure the round. Knight Rider, early pick onto RVK, so the Lurker has been taken care of.
Yeah, that's RVK, just not even trying to extend further, but he still meets his maker. Knight Rider as well, doing really well to chase his enemies down, and while he's retreating, he's able to get Raw Fuel, who was hot on his heels. Antidote gets a lone consolation frag, but that's about it. Militant keep it clean.
Great job done by Team Militant. I mean, Knight Rider being a bit aggressive early on, could have played the double role. If he gets taken down, we say that the A side was completely under his control. He falls, the round collapses. But hey, he gets the frag. He gets the job done, so no worries over here. An interesting setup this time around. I think Militant, knowing that their weakness will be the mid areas, just playing around it, throwing the camera into lens, getting that information, and the remaining 2 players, they just stack up B, Heaven, and that is going to be Bad Love and Rio. No early ramp control being contested too, so MLT, they're happy to sit back and relax. And why not? When Knight Rider can hit shots like those, it is just crazy. RVK stuck in the trip, somehow still survives the Marshall spam. Down to just 40 HP though. The healing will be there, but now he's just one more Marshall shot away from his demise.
Militant are being very disciplined right now. They wouldn't peek out of the smokes like some of the other OG opponents would. But now that OG have entrenched themselves deep in the site, this crossfire between the elbow player and Tesseract can be lethal. The only threat that it poses is someone coming in from the heaven instead. But Tesseract is uncontested, unstoppable over here. He holds down Mouse 1 and sprays 3 down in his wake. What an absolute Chad.
Hey, Tesseract, he just tested his luck with the third frag. He was like, yeah, there's a smoke anyway. No one is walking out of it, and if anyone is, my player out elbow is anyways holding the angle. So let's just go for the third. Look at this. He sees a pixel of Knight Rider, but frags out Bad Love instead. So that was just a little bit unfortunate, but was a bonus round anyway for Team MLT, so no problems there. Even OG, they lost the rifle, yes, but won't hurt them in the longer run. Great round. They just figure out that mostly the players of Team MLT are focused towards either B main or B mid region. Let's just hit A quickly. The Cypher trip was a little bit of a nuisance, but they'll probably clear it out the next time around.
Yeah, the Cypher setup was a bit weird, right? It kind of caught RVK in that whole tripwire thing, and it took so long for him to break that tripwire in the first place. I don't know if he was trying to break it with the gun first and he missed or something else happened, but that was definitely weird to look at. Now, it's fortunate that the Cypher on the other side had only a Marshal, so he couldn't punish him right away, but any other weapon and RVK would have died without ever seeing his opponent's face. So he can't afford to walk into those traps again and again without being broken or without someone covering him. Anyway, OG get the first round on board, so it is quite expected of them to run away with the momentum over here. Especially with Militant Esports coming up with their own buy, they should finally be able to give OG a run for their money. But with OG looking this sharp and this fast, will the setup of the Cypher, which isn't on the A side now, be enough to stop them? For now, there's a Paranoia that Antidote's holding. He's most likely going to throw it towards the top of ramp. But Venka still holding his ground. He gets spammed out of the woodworks and Rawfuel draws him out into the open. But Cortez is now going to use everything in his power to keep Militant away. They're using cyber cages to get inside to make sure that they don't have to walk into that pre-fire angle. And this puts Rio in a very uncomfortable spot. He's good enough to get one, but it's a very risky decision to go for the Trailblazer over there, which leaves him vulnerable to Antidote, swinging around the other side, and OG are cleaning up shop.
A good attempt from Team Militant, I'd say. Knight Rider will be caught here by Rawfuel, and he gets the job done. A good attempt, Militant. They wanted to flood out through CT, contest elbow. But the first player loss that they took was a little bit unfortunate. Venka being spammed over there, which led to him peeking out without any supporting utility. In situations like these, you need to call out for a specific util. You should know that Cortez is playing just behind you and he can throw a cascade for you to escape. Short calling in situations like these will, help you as a team overall. But MLT, little bit late on the cascade, a little bit late on the high tide is where the first player fell and the whole round too. Because Rio did a good job in buying 6-7 seconds in the site. But that wasn't enough. And this round might just be also taken away from their hands. Great timing on the flash. Good Trailblazer too. The Orangutan, just like that, are into the side.
Yeah, and this side take has been used by them some 3 times in a row now. Whether Militant have weapons or not, they just simply cannot stop OG from flooding inside. Okay, the wall drops and so do the bodies. I thought Tesseract would be a dead man over there, especially since he lost control of the first few shots and he was getting double peaked. But man is as healthy as anyone ever. Doesn't even take a tick of damage, so those sheriffs did absolutely nothing, not even tickle him.
Not at all. And that's the beauty. OG, they realize this is their eco, let's just rinse and repeat. Went for the exact same play, got the side control, the Paranoia, the timing was just beautiful. As soon as the Trailblazer faded, the player came in. And Tesseract, good support to Aziz. That's where they're able to close the round. Orangutan, let's see the change from Team MLT if there is one. Okay, now we do see Cortez playing inside with the support of Venka. And the Cypher setup is towards the B side. And even OG do have a change of their minds where they try to just throw some utility out mid, try to show their presence out mid, and maybe force the players of Team MLT to over-rotate, or what? Is it a B execute? It is a complete B execute with two late lurks from Aziz and now VK. It will be stopped for a little bit more. The cage is there. Even the Cypher tag was thrown into, and the smoke to even delay things further. So the utility usage from MLT do force Team OG to rotate to a different side. But guess what? This time around, this stack is also perfect. You have two different players inside. There's a player watching out A Heaven. MLT, they have a good read and should have a fighting chance in this round.
Shadows traveling.
And OG are playing it quite slowly. Unlike their usual A takes, they're using the Omen ultimate this time to scout if anyone's in there. Antidote spots out only the Cortez player, but he doesn't see Bad Love, but Bad Love will be killed regardless. Now Cortez using this high tide just to keep himself alive for a couple more seconds. He's very
that's
vulnerable to
great.
a flash, but Rofuel just decides
Oh
to
my
challenge him on his own. And that's what happens when you peek him dry. The guy who makes the entire map wet will be invulnerable to these dry peaks. Knight Rider now has to break open this crossfire if it exists. The Seekers have already been shot down, so they don't know the exact positions of the OG members. They can only hear the gunshots towards the main region, so they can assume RVK would be alone. But before Knight Rider can complete his magic trick, before the neural theft comes into play, he's already been slayed. And there comes a double peak. No chance for MLT.
There was one. As soon as the third frag was secured by what I think Rio there, that was a nutty shot to hit on Raw Fuel. Bad luck. The flash did not connect onto Tesseract, which led to his demise, but Cortez with 30 HP left gets a couple, and then my god, this right click. This is a free gun, by the way. So yeah, it just also needs a single tap of the 3 bullet burst that it has to take down a complete tear. But MLT, they're not able to convert the round on the back of it and lose another. Their economy reset. What they have are a couple of judges and the Harbor Ultimate ready for Cortez to wreck it.
Let's see if he can actually get to use it though. With the judges in his hands this time, I don't think he will be using the ultimate right away. But OG need to be very, very careful about checking these angles. Even if they peek out like this, it will be dangerous. And it's very funny to see that Bangkok gets shot in the head like that. Even though he had a lot of damage onto Aziz, he's gonna get healed up. No problem at all. Knight Rider forced to relinquish the area, forced to fall back or fall to the mighty Phantoms and the Vandals that OG now have. They jump into it. Don't need to clear CT angles at all. They will safely go for the plant. And now Militant can only hope to waterfall out of the CT entrance, which will hopefully give them a fighting chance.
Rio though, as I say in this, gets one, so it makes it a little bit more possible here. Anti, he is being pressured from 2 different angles, but gets the lucky shot onto Bad Love. Adjusts his aim, takes the head off of Knight Rider Rio. Yes, he's able to get a couple, but that's about it. OG, they close it out securely. They get their 5th, and it is looking like the split map is under OG's control.
Yeah, I mean, it was always under their control, right from the beginning. It was only that triple kill from Cortez which gave us a little sense that maybe Militant has a chance. But then again, that too was taken away very swiftly. OG leaving nothing to chance. And they have learned from their mistakes too. I don't think they will ever peek Cortez like that by just dry peeking again. I mean, I say that, and I was instantly proven wrong. This time at least, Rofuel dashes in on the back of a guiding light, and they're using the Cyber Cage to cross the other side. This cascade involuntarily helps OG walk in towards the upper heaven, which is fine because Militant are ready over here as well. The Showstopper missed a rare diss by Venka, and he doesn't make it work. At least Rio is there to help him out as well, so this heaven fight is closely contested. And when OG tried to contest B heaven as well, they will be shut down. It's Knight Rider with the op.
Finally, some resistance shown over here. But it's on the back of the Showstopper. So OG, they still, I think, will try to go for this same A hit in the next round. Because if the Showstopper was not there and the duel gets won by Raw Fuel, that's the side completely open. Yes, there are a couple of players, but then you have a heaven control, you have a main control. There's no one flooding out from CT. Literally no support for the remaining 2 players of Team MLT. The Showstopper made the complete difference, and even Raw Fuel running out of bullets, because even if you had a couple in the chamber, He could have reset his aim since the showstopper did not completely eliminate him. Oh, wait a minute though. OG, they still want to have a say in the battle. Tessera gets a frag. And even Rio's dropped to just 10 HP. So this round is still very doable. With Anti, out a main. This was a fight he needed to win. Cortez, he will be forced off. Knight Rider gets a frag. And it's all down to Tesseract. In a 1v3, his position should be known because of the Reckoning Bolt. Should be hunted down anytime soon. Rio on the anvil. Gets the ring. Knight Rider closes the round. MLT, they get their third.
Yeah, things were a little dicey when Venka whiffed his showstopper, which is completely fine because he was able to then kill the rest of the people regardless. Even his teammates came in to back him up. So that was a funny clip to look at. Rafuel walking away with like half HP, and he was just so panicky at that moment that he just couldn't kill Venka in return at all. Plus, you have to admit that Knight Rider with the op can also be very dangerous. He got a triple kill in this round. The first one to its B Heaven, then he went all the way around sewers to come in from the back lines. So Militant aren't just a bunch of pushovers. OG will have a little difficult time to deal with them. The tripwire is already broken with the Trailblazers, so now there's even a camera put up over there by RBK, hoping to stop flanks. But Knight Rider will have to fall back because of the flashes. They know he's close over here, but the paranoia holds Rafuel at bay. He's dashed into a very unorthodox spot, but surprisingly not punished. It's Bad Love who pays the price, actually. That is very, very uncanny. But OG, now having taken control of the site, look to extend further, and Knight Rider's op yields no fruit.
He's on a slow orb. How does he get a frag? He was on a slow orb. With the operator still does not connect. And now OG, and he gets taken down. Wait a minute. Rio wants to have a say in this. Tesseract just turns it around completely, and then Rafuel closes it out. Oh my god, I thought Rio might just have it in him to get the round for Team MLT, but it is not. Tesseract turns, drops two, and he's the one who Emoji needed in that situation. Delivers, and OG half a dozen rounds on the board.
It's so funny that OG are able to get this lead without any problems every single time. Even yesterday, they were able to get to the 6-point mark without having their opponents even a couple of rounds, you know, without giving them anything to work with. And with OG going on such a massive winning streak, it puts MLT once again in a very weird economic situation. They have just a bunch of sheriffs. Maybe a Bucky will spice things up, but Cortez isn't in the right place to stop them. And they've given away the site too. OG took their sweet time to transfer the spike across. In fact, it's so late that the smokes have run out and they don't have any cover anymore. And the nade will delay it even further. But still, I don't think there's much that Militant can do to actually stop this plant from going through.
The rifles is where Team OG just lead. 1, 2, maybe a third. He's blind as a bat. But the support is there. Rio gets one. Cortez left all alone with the Bucky. Let's see if this 800 boom boom can get anything. Nothing at all as he's maintaining the distance. Getting that headshot first. And OG, they get their 7th literally without any trouble.
Yeah, I mean, at first when Militant Esports was defending B Heaven, A Heaven quite well, I thought, yeah, this should force OG to play towards mid quite a lot. But let's be honest, they haven't really contested mid very often. They've been going towards A main, A Heaven, and B main directly. And the one time they did try to take mid, it's not like they played any brain games with the Vents region or whatever. It was just mostly them rushing straight in towards the B Heaven region. Yeah, Knight Rider was able to shut them down once, but that was in just a single instance. Every single other time, OG have been very successful. The one time Rafuel actually tried to contest Vents, he tried to kill Knight Rider a bit too hard, and Knight Rider just fell back to safety with all of them getting caught in his utility. So he was able to get quite a lot of eco frags. But after that, OG have just been steamrolling over Militant. And they haven't been able to put up much resistance to stop OG in their tracks. With OG feeling the momentum like this, there's very little that Militant Esports can do to turn the tide. Maybe a little bit of mid-aggression will help them.
Exactly. That is what should have been done from the very beginning. knowing that your mid region is weak, you should be proactive on other parts of the map. And especially, I mean, when you have a composition like this, the early default should be Battle of dropping a smoke B main and Cortez making a wall out A so that A ramp and A main, both of them are just cut off. That should be the real basic default util early on to deny any vision or any information to the players of Team OG with the supporting flashes like these. But
I mean-
nothing gets done in a similar way, which I'm very concerned about.
I mean, they don't do exactly what you ask them to do, but they have put down a smoke towards B main. Unfortunately, on the back of that smoke, there's no re-aggression, so Battle has to face RBK regardless. There was a cascade used towards mid, but then again, Militant don't fight on the back of it, which means OG can get towards vents without any problems.
You so many LOS denying options, but those just are safe for retake is what I feel. And Militant never get in good positions to facilitate the retakes. This time though, Venka peeks in a little bit too early, did not have any information outfit. Bad Love, a good smoke but a predictable one. Aziz though would be said he's a bit lucky to find that headshot through the smoke
Spike
right away.
planted.
But Militant, I still want to see a little bit proactiveness or maybe just put out the operator here. Operator is the key to hold down a single side that can be done by a solo player with just one weapon. But I think it's a bit too late because after this we'll have the final
Player
round of the
standing.
half. Because he's not letting Knight Rider save the weapon and gets a 4K instead. So for this final round, OG literally
round
have
before the
every
switch.
ultimate ready for them.
Yeah, all 5 ults. Meanwhile, Militant were very confused in this round. There was a moment where I was wondering what they're up to, and then I understood. You see, Antidote placed a smoke towards vent even though his team was firmly inside that area, even though they had control of that area. So what they did is, they fake control towards vents. They give Militant the false sense that they are heading towards A heaven instead. And what does Militant do in return? They have Rio watch the defender spawn angle. You have Cortez as well as Knight Rider just trying to push out of A main and re-clearing ramp in case somebody from OG is already up there. Which made it very easy for OG to take B heaven control instead. Nobody was in the right position to stop them. Now finally that they are, Venka uses the judge to kill Aziz. But that was after he's already deployed most of his useful utility. So he's done his job. Now the Seekers get popped by Rio. It should give Militant a fair idea of where OG is, but does it let them stop them? Absolutely not. Badlove is just so trapped over here. He's getting pushed from every single side. No way he can create impact.
Spike planted.
Even though they get the first frag, but the capitalization of space from OG is just too good. And now AK dancing around with the ropes, he's not able to get anything, and that's the reckoning available. But it does not even matter when Rafael is hitting shots like those. A 4K in the round, the man finally chimes in, and OG, they're able to get the 9-3 half, and I don't think so the curse is going to be activated anytime soon by Team MLT because Split, super defensive, super difficult for them to get these rounds back.
Yeah, at least with the harbor, they can get inside these sites, but holding on to the post plants has always been a problem for Militant, even in their previous game.
Player standing.
But now that they can't even hold the sites on the defensive area, I am starting to doubt whether they can actually do anything to mount this comeback. If they can, it will be amazing. It will definitely spice up this game and make it somewhat less one-sided. But for now, it just looks like the OG show, and it looks like they're running away with it. Can Militant stop them? We'll find out after a short break in the second half.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z, or should I say, the Gen Next. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly to it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, Can't play pretend. Came off the bench. I get it in.
Welcome back to Oman Valorant Challengers South Asia. You guys are watching Militant Esports versus Orangutan. Orangutan already have a massive lead on their own map pick split. Up next will be Ascent, and even though Militant can be quite a devastating team on that map, it wouldn't mean much if OG's members are feeling themselves so well. Tesseract having a triple KD already. His teammates are just on fire, so the entire team of OG is a very well-rounded unit today. Militant Esports trying their level best to stack up and turtle outside of B. And RBK will now need to freeze the music. He dodges the Trailblazer somehow, but he can't dodge the flash that's been put up. He's just using his camera to somehow stay alive, but it's a bit too much to deal with. Somehow Tesseract is able to find a kill onto Venka without getting punished sooner. But then Militant at least stabilize and now have a chance to plant.
The double smoke was there, because of which the flash did not catch any player. And now Aziz has the Trailblazer available. Decides to use it too early on. The information will be there, but they do not check the corner. Bad luck punishes them for the mistake. And Militant, one by one, they rack up the frags and get the round 2. Since they've been able to activate the curse here on. And let's see Militant, if they're able to capitalize on it. Orangutan, they'll probably invest into a couple of sheriffs for the players who are feeling themselves today. Let's see if that helps them win the round or not. On the other side, MLT, I'd like to see their economy management here. Do all of the players just go in, force by, hope for the best possible result? That is what they do instead of Cortez. Just, okay, never mind. Cortez also buys into a Spectre. And it's Rio who invests into a Bulldog. Venka with the Guardian. The weapons are there. Let's see if MLT should be an easy round all around, but Anti, we've seen him hit just insane shots with the sheriff that there is. Rio, early Trailblazer gives him the control of B Heaven, gives him the information rather of B Heaven, not the controls, since no one followed behind it. The flash from Aziz though gives no information to OG. Do they feel secure about it? Surely not, right? Exactly, they're just not backing off from that particular position. MLT are also very, very cautious, not giving away any extra pixel over here, and Anti is not expecting a player so close by. Knight Rider has already snuck up and snuck in, and Anti finally spots him down. Maybe it's just the gun barrel. The smoke instantly will be deployed. Knight Rider will cross to safety, but wait a minute, Tesseract gets one, but the trade is there, and no rifle retrieval from that particular spot. A good smoke too. Cortez goes in for the ball through CT and B Heaven. Raw fuel, the off angle spotted. The flash just too good. He's hiding in a corner. Does he get expected? No, he does not. No one's checking him. Raw fuel. In that spot, let's see if he's able to make a difference though. There is just a sheriff, so making a difference is going to be super difficult. Gets one. But Knight Rider ready with the trade. Aziz with the Bulldog.
Last player standing.
Nothing. Just nothing. Gets double peek from Bad Love and Knight Rider. They get that frag. And it's all down to RVK with the sheriff. We've seen this man clutch with the spike down, the time bleeding, and MLT not giving him anything. This round seems like a done and dusted deal. Should be an MLT round unless RVK in the next 5-10 seconds is able to take down all three. Does not even get one. So Militant, they get themselves a 5th round. They're able to fairly easily get the bonus round under their control too, but they did drop 2 Spectres in the process. Question is, do they force over here with the money that they have, or do they decide to play a bonus of them for themselves? Seems like the answer is going to be a bonus round. We have the Bulldog, we have the Guardian, and the Spectre for Bad Luck, but Rio and Cortez are just going to play on upgraded pistols. Whereas on the other hand, OG, they do have 3 rifles and 2 Bulldogs to play with. Should be a fairly simple round. Camera out, A main. This is an interesting cam seen for the very first time by me. It gives you the information that this is going to be an A hit, but look at the util use. It is just perfect. A Heaven was being cut by Cortez instead. Does not help them a lot. Venka is able to deliver a little kiss to RVK, but Tesseract takes the frag, gives OG the numbers advantage.
I don't think kiss is the right word I would use to describe that action over there. You don't affectionately kiss your mate's forehead to show that you love him. You don't shoot him in the head to do that. Well, let's see if Aziz is able to stop them over here. He's using the flashes well enough, but the suppressive utility from Cortez is keeping him away. And if that's not enough, there's even a dark cover placed by Bad Love over there. They're hoping that 2 smokes will hopefully keep OG's members kind of stationed. But for now, the B Heaven area has already been leaked, and now they're looking to waterfall out. The paranoia could have been amazing, but Antidote still has his eyes open. Tesseract and Roth will step in, and that is it. Like we expected, OG reached double digits.
The 10th one on the board. And it is a very, I'd say, a straight affair till now. There haven't been a lot of problems. The only way I see for Team MLT to come back into the game is to win the next 2 rounds. That will reset the economy for Team OG and give them a realistic chance to get back into the game. I mean, good attempt coming in from Militant. The util was there, the flashes were there, but they did not have the weapons to capitalize on. Now that they do, I'd like to see a change. The change is being thrown in from OG instead. They're going out aggressive B main, the flash, and then anti with a one-way smoke. Not a one-way, but hey, the B main control smoke being thrown in. And that is what you want. Control behind it. MLT, if they do want to re-engage into this battle, they'll need to invest at least 2 utilities of their own just to clear out B garage. So that is what I wanted from Team MLT. In the defensive half, which did not get shown. Tesseract, a very defensive wall towards B Heaven, making sure that they just have control in that position of the map. And MLT, they regroup. And they're trying to hit this A side, which is being defended by Rafuel and RVK. And that's a beautiful setup. It's a beautiful setup. You're responsible to peek off of Rafuel's contact. And as soon as, if RVK gets one, the round just gets completely done. It just goes in the favor of Team OG and he just gets one. Now the re-aggression has to be thrown in. RVK always is able to get at least one for his troubles. Rafuel though drops inside. A very bad decision, I'd say. He even, I think, caught Rio off guard and was not able to deliver the shots. Yet,
I've got your
OG,
trail.
they find themselves in a 3v3 retake situation.
I have no problems against those droppings, but now OG are gonna filter into this narrow elbow corridor, and there's a lot of util in the way which will stop them. The tripwire first, then the cove. This makes it so much harder for them to clear out these angles and pick up fights the way they want. Tesseract has to be paranoid about someone on top, but he hears one towards the right, peeks out, but it's 2 instead, so he's instantly dealt with. I like how Militant used the utility to cut Rafuel off the action, you know? They use the High Tide to make sure that he doesn't have any line of sight after Rafuel took the first kill, which then puts RVK on an island. He's cut off from Rafuel's backup. And to save him, in particular, Rafuel uses the Cloudburst, which RVK can hide behind temporarily, which gives him a chance to get maybe more than 1 frag. But even if he gets a singular, it's okay. Rafuel dropping back into the side to stop them is also acceptable because he has the tiny little gap over there which he could have exploited. Of course, he wasn't able to convert those frags. That's a different story, but I like the attempt that he made. Now Militant, knowing that OG will be down to just eco weapons, want to make sure they don't walk into any traps, so they will stay very slow once again.
See the OG. They've done work with just the sheriffs in the previous few rounds, and Aziz has a bulldog too. So that is just a bit better for OG, and to add to all the list of things that went wrong for Team Militant, there's the first frag. Bad Love already taken out of the round.
Yeah, at least they still have all of Cortez in his utility. So they can probably use it to cut off the stairs region and CT if they decide to go towards B side. Both the cascades left too. Yep, like I expected. He uses the High Tide to cut off the B Heaven stairs and CT. It's a bit deeper wall towards CT. I didn't expect it to go that deep, but Venka, he is in the air, and as soon as his feet touch the ground, RVK drops to the floor. Antidote playing dangerous games on the edge of the
30
smoke.
seconds left.
Venka has an inkling, and he then executes the captain. Triples up, and this should be a farming day for him.
One enemy remaining.
Because Tess, only if he gets this frag, the round could have been doable. But now Rafuel, left all alone, is able to deliver a shot, and that is the Bladestorm activated. But does he intend to use it? I think not. He's just giving the fake sounds. He wants the opponents to think he dropped it. Leo is a little bit concerned, but Rafuel does not check the angle.
No,
And
ready
Militant, slowly and steadily, they're able to pop up rounds. But OG, I think if they lose another one, they should call a timeout to just think what is going on right now. But MLT, the rounds that they've got, has definitely put them back in contention of the map.
Wenka having a field day today. What a beast! Of course, you gotta give him some slack, you know. His opponents were having just a bunch of sheriffs and shorties, so if he can replicate that performance again with OG having bigger guns, that would really be amazing. RVK was 1 point away from the ultimate, so he tries to grab the orb, but decides his life is a bit more valuable. Uses the cyber cage to get back to safety. But hey, at least his cyber setup towards the A side remains undisturbed. He's even got a trip towards Vent, which is probably why OG are not making a lot of effort to contest mid very heavily. They're just playing towards B heaven, and they're okay with the actual mid area being let go of. They use the Trailblazer to clear out, and if the Trailblazer doesn't spot anything, Rawfuel certainly does. Venka bursting his way into the site, using the showstopper for no effect. The Seekers will figure out his location after all, and that is just more fuel for Rawfuel. He's adding flames on this entire site, adding fuel to the fire, and that leaves Rawfuel in a very, very difficult spot. He can easily go for Rio's frag, but he would decide to go against it.
That's good discipline right there. I mean, you could have jumped the gun and given Rio for 1v2, but you're not, and that's a great decision making from the side of Team MLT. He did fake the shot over here, so Rawfuel will be caught off guard. But with 19 seconds left on the clock, does he expect Aziz to be so quickly in this position? He does not. He just does not. Wasn't ready for that angle, and Aziz gets the frag, gets the job done, and OG just 2 steps away from closing out the map.
At least OG have a lot of ultimates to work with. That is bad news for Militant, who have been trying relentlessly to get inside these sites, but they face so much difficulty in doing so. Even if they deal with Rawfuel and his op, there's just always another problem standing in the way. And this time Rawfuel was just so nimble, so quick on his feet. First making contact towards B, then going back towards heaven, and he gets a triple just like that. Once again, utility from Militant to take control of B main has been used, but look how much they had to expend. A Trailblazer along with the Cascade just to push Antidote away from that region. Meanwhile, Knight Rider peek and try is able to get a frag into Tesseract, so that's some good news.
Oh, Venka, okay, never mind. I thought for a second that he survived there, but almost on the edge, he gets taken down. And that's again the numbers brought back under control. Militant, let's see where do they want to attack, and RVK is playing off with Knight Rider's camp. He exactly knows where the camp was positioned, so just destroyed it to give any more information to the players of Team OG. You still have the setup available. You can play off the tripwire. You do have a cage over here. So RVK should be set. And OG, the 2-2 split. Let's see if this gives them the result that they need. Rawfuel just dives into the side, wants to support RVK here. The cages are there. There's a lot of LOS present in the way, and RVK uses one of them to get a frag. Knight Rider out of the equation. Rawfuel not expected. They jump down A heaven. And OG, they clean up shop. Militant, now the comebacks look very, very difficult.
They're using Militant's own tricks against them. Militant were using all of Cortez's utility to clear the angles and just get inside the site. They even used a bunch of cyber cages to make sure that anyone who's playing from upstairs and the crossfire being held towards bottom will be broken. But then guess what? OG used trap fires of their own. They use cyber cages of their own. As soon as the first one drops, you have RVK having a free line of sight onto Cortez, and Cortez, he can't even figure out where RVK was. Hiding behind his own cyber cage and using it as an element of surprise. It's perfect. Oh, Venka. I love the approach. He tried to take the pace very quickly, but he was blinded. Of course, it left the Sage also blind, but Tesseract is the one who recovers faster and slays Venka. No Bucky action this time.
Oh, Knight Rider though is able to answer back, but Tesseract is ready with the trade. He did wait for a couple of his bullets, but hey, at the end you get the trade. That's what you need. Orangutan. These things will hurt though. Once you start playing the top tier teams, once you start playing maybe God's Rain once you start playing, Velocity. These things will hurt, whiffing in situations like these. For now, they do have it under control. And Militant, they have to find themselves a way to get back into the round because this is the final round. And considering they were able to defeat Revenant on this map and they had a real good approach on it, this time it seemed like a hit or miss. They're not able to perform that brilliantly. Rio, again, completely alone, peeking just by himself. No support from Cortez. The Cascade's there, but the angle is still being washed out. Bad love, good for one. But that's all she wrote. Spotted down, taken down. Aziz with a 4K. And OG, close map number 1.
Aziz is making it look easy. Man was about to get double peaked, but somehow is offered 1v1s. Cortez, very afraid to peek him dry, tries to use utility. There was a little stun from the Reckoning. There was another little cascade that was thrown at Aziz, but it still doesn't help. So Aziz is just able to get every single one of those frags without making even a scratch on his own body. That is just nuts. When OG are hitting shots so furiously and Militant just simply not able to keep up in the fragging department, even Ascent is very bleak.
Oh, what a game. What a game from Team OG. And exactly as you said, I mean, Ascent is again another map where OG are comfortable. It's not like they don't like to play it or anything like that. They're super comfortable. They know how to get around things. They know how to tackle this small, every minor detail that there is present to the map. I mean, plus MLT, the things that they're trying are also not being properly done or properly copied or properly executed, I'd say. So to get back on the map of Ascent, super difficult. Well, let's see, and let's hope for the best possible result for Team MLT in the next map.
Yeah, let's indeed hope for the best. For now, we're going to take a short break. We'll see you on the other side of it.
Hit for my wins, I need my head. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
I know my destiny.
it'll be a very difficult time for Team MLT.
Well, that being said, I would love to welcome our YouTube audience to the match once again. You guys are watching OG versus Militant Esports. OG just took map number 1 with a very convincing scoreline, and now we're heading into Ascent. Historically, a map where OG has not faced any problems, but again, it's Ascent, so anything can happen. It's one of those maps where you can't guarantee yourself a victory every single time, and if Militant are to scratch up the gods, this would be the map. The lineups are identical, so nothing out of the ordinary over there. Although Venka is back on the jet, so I would love to see him get some traction.
Let's see if Venka is able to use that particular duelist to his full advantage and is able to deliver on all cylinders. Orangutan though will look forward to close the series here out, and let's see if Orangutan is able to do well for themselves. They will be starting on the defensive side. It is a very defaulty sort of a setup where you do have Andy playing out A mid. You have Aziz who'll throw a knife, I think, out B mid to get some information, and then there's a double setup towards B market, B pizza region. So it's a very defaulty side of sort of a setup, and let's see if Team MLT are able to crack the code, because looks just like a rush sort of a hit here from Team MLT.
They're taking their sweet time. They're in no hurry.
There's a knife for information towards B main though. Well, let's see if they do get any information, because all this push is coming out towards A. Tesseract though is able to find a lucky one, and Andy to support him gets another frag on Cortez. The battle is just being lost on all fronts by Team MLT. And again, the very one-dimensional attempt from from MLT, it just gets completely stopped, completely decimated, and OG win the pistol, get themselves the first round.
I mean, there's not much to break down over here either. It was a simple, fair and square A main push. And yeah, Militant used the utility properly enough, but it doesn't help them, you know? OG can easily, they can easily just dodge the flashes that are being thrown out by Cortez. And if that's not enough, the recon dart that's thrown in by Tesseract doesn't get broken. So OG can continue shooting through the smoke that Militant have put down.
See this time around. Again, a similar approach, but this time around, two players are rolling for any aggression through B main, which won't be the case since RBK is sitting deep inside with the turret activated. There is a 4-man stack towards the A side for OG, as the alarm was watching mid too. So it's a great setup from OG. As soon as they realize that there's no one out A main, they just ensure that they rotate back towards the B side, be in time to catch any sort of a play being made from MLT. They do dodge the dart, but Aziz has already spotted down the player and has called it that it might just be a B hit, guys. Rafuel positioned out top. It's a 3-man setup. And Tesseract, the first one to get a frag. Rafuel wants to go aggressive on the back of it. Has the dash available too, so he can take the risk as soon as long as he has the dash available. And Aziz is also very curious. Gets another player in the back. Cortez still in the angle. Rio pushing up quite a bit. Won't be able to get any frags as Tesseract is there to shut him down. Venka, he's too cold, gets one. But that's OG winning the round overall.
Fast crunch from OG. They surrounded Militant Esports within a matter of seconds. A simple push out of a short region as well as they take control of mid deep. The Marshal shooting down the players from B-Link. Meanwhile, you have Tesseract and Rafuel just pushing Militant to the edge on B-Main. And if that's not enough, even RVK was there to push along with him.
Eighth round coming in from OG, but now is the real test, I'd say. They're able to convert the bonus. I mean, MLT, the confidence has to be shattered if they lose the round. And the setup's different too. You have RVK this time defending the A side. He's not able to break the knife though. It could have been huge if he's able to break the knife, because then MLT will have to take a little bit more time to clear out A vines. But the support is instant. Just on the back of it, look at the rotations OG have thrown in. They've completely left out mid. They've completely left B to just on the back of Antidote, jiggling that angle with the Spectre. And now MLT, they figured this out, I think. As soon as they saw Aziz and the turret, I think they did clear the turret too. They shifted there towards their rotation, and he still wants that information out B main. Has to be a little bit careful though, since it is wall bankable. Gets the information that there is a KJ. The paranoia to re-clear out B main, and that's just good utility usage. They're burning. They're literally burning time off the clock, and it is a microwave setup towards a shot. So if Team MLT walk into it, I think it'll be Team OG who'll be really happy. The knife does not surprise the player. Here comes the molly, and now Wenka separated from the team.
30 seconds left.
More seconds, more crucial seconds brought on the clock. The smoke's perfect too. Rockfield gets one, but Cortez is there for the trade. The support from A Heaven arrives too. RVK hitting some crazy shots, and OG, they're able to convert the bonus.
Yeah, this doesn't look like a bonus at all. OG were in the driving seat right from the minute one. And it's not like Militant Esports did quite a lot to bamboozle them, you know?
30 seconds
OG
left.
had a nice stack towards the A side, and even if the stack was not strong enough, there were more rotations coming in. RVK with the Sheriff is just unstoppable. Aziz hitting off and popping off with the Marshal. Yeah, Militant had no chance in this one. They need to do more in order to draw OG's utility out very early on. If not, just make them over-rotate or overcommit towards the wrong side of the map. But none of that seems to be working for Militant. In fact, in this round, they are just trying to hit some shots on B main, trying to take dry peaks against Tesseract, which obviously is not going to work. And even if it somehow does, the spike is all the way towards the spawn. They haven't even picked it up.
As you said, they're just looking for entries at this point in time. And it should be maybe Rio who tries to go a bit proactive on the long angles with the Marshal. Even Knight Rider has stunned himself very beautifully in that A-shot corner. Let's see if RVK wants to re-clear and checks the angle or not. But irrespective, they're just losing players left and right. The remaining two players also spotted, also cornered, also shot down. And OG, they get themselves a flawless, and it is a 4-round lead.
Yeah, they're fighting out of every avenue, every corner over here. There's no part of the map that goes unchecked. There's no part of the map where OG don't show presence. Yes, they don't peek aggressively out of B main, but they still win the duels over there. There is KO playing towards A main aggressively, and if that is not deadly enough, you've got RVK and Rofuel just marking mid, both from the bottom and from A shot. So Militant have to use their smokes in order to cut these big rifles out of the action. If not, they will have to go in for double, triple peaks to actually stop these operators from creating impact.
You are powerless.
Let's see though, this time it's a quick hit towards the B side, but once again you don't lose total. These choke points are exactly the place where the Oppo would love to hide. And once again, Rofuel, he wanted to position himself in a good angle, but this time the flash was perfect. Bad luck, Wenka get the frag. They do not expect anti. The third player inside, why would there be? Because OG just have the perfect read in the whole game.
No, they didn't even need the read all that much, you know. The flashes from Militant were present, but they didn't really stop them. There was a paranoia which was thrown laterally to clear out all the narrow and switch angles. Basically covers lane 1 and lane 2 at the same time, thrown out from B main. And the other flash is thrown in by Cortez over the wall, which will blind Rofuel for just a moment. But that's okay, because Rofuel doesn't lead his op. He has the shorty over there as well, which deals enough damage. And even if Militant are able to stop Rofuel and do everything else to get into the site, the rotation from Aziz is there very quickly. So quick that the door doesn't even get shut before he can kill a frag.
This time the recon did miss Rofuel, so his position is unknown. But MLT are safely able to cross through A shot and once again head towards the microwave setup that the Killjoy has made here. And look at the reach OG has. There are 3 players defending this side.
No!
Oh, they whiffed! He whiffed the knives! He should have connected it! And it is Aziz to turn the whole round on its head. My god, you miss a player. And he is the one who punishes you entirely! On for the ace! Good flash, but is not able to convert. Bad luck falls to Tesseract. But OG, without dropping the round, they get 6 right back into the map of Ascent.
And it's not like Militant are doing anything wrong. It's just that OG are just so pumped up. This is just plain unlucky, you know. You had Aziz who was partially flashed, just partially trying to deploy his own utility. He didn't even have a gun in his hand. And Wenka thought, yeah, that's a golden opportunity. I should just go for it. But in the moment, he fumbled. Used the right click, and all his knives are gone. Before you know it, the gun's back online for Aziz, and he's on the verge of getting an ace. And all of this happened so quickly, Militant cannot respond.
See though, this time around if the results any different. Once again, a great timing, and Aziz is able to find a frag. The Hunter's Fury will help Aziz to get a second, and he's also winning his duel. Oh, wait a minute. Venka and Battler just simultaneously got one each. This will make the round a little bit more doable, but once again, Andy being very proactive out a shot. The shouted step from Bad Love is great too. I mean, recognizing there could be someone trying to play off of that angle. Venka jiggling, baiting out the op shot, and is able to get into the side. The battle, an important one, but Tesseract wins it out. And Tesseract even closes Venka too cold. Is this the 13-0 we're looking at, Crips?
This could be the very first 13-0 of the entire tournament, you know. And Militant tried a lot of things to avoid danger in this one. But the biggest thing that they needed to do was just put down a smoke over here. They put it a bit too deep. What does Aziz do? He disrespects the smoke, walks right out of it to get a double from mid. And then Tesseract does the same thing. He disrespects the smoke that's been used towards tree and tries to circle around Militant Esports before they can even get into the site and start planting. So yeah, the smokes that Militant Esports are using are of absolutely no use. They might as well just try to start fighting aggressively and use these flashes to their advantage. At least they've boiled Tesseract out of this position, but still he snaps onto Cortez. My goodness, and now Aziz is snapping all their heads off. He's been tagged by the recon and he's very cocky to continue fighting over there, which finally results in his demise.
Molly though will definitely stop Rafuel for a little bit. But I think they did hear the dash and they should just hightail it towards the A side. And Rafuel's super quick too. He wants to beat the players of Team MLT. Put the race onto B side, onto the A side. He might just not be. But I don't think so MLT will expect him anytime soon. And he still has an updraft left. There could be an updraft. I know he was not even attempt for it. The knives already out. A player sneaking out under heaven. And that's a good position to be in, Knight Rider. The turret is available. The jump is not expected. And he cuts off the angle too. The tap onto the spike. The paranoia hits. The shot does not. And Rafuel, the cloud burst. The reposition. The dash up drop. And Rafuel hits a shot. It's a crazy shot. And OG still make sure they just do not drop around.
There was a moment over there where nobody knew where the other player is. You know, Rafuel was hit with the paranoia, so his enemy can easily reposition anywhere. Meanwhile, since Rafuel himself is hiding inside the smoke, there's no way for Badlove to figure out which part of generator could he be in. Will he peek out of the hell side? Will he peek out of the open area? So there was a moment where both the players were unaware about each other's position. So what does Rafuel do? It's a simple solution, a very elegant solution. Go into chaos mode, just dash updraft in the middle of nowhere. Regardless of wherever his opponent will be, he will be forced to look at him in the open. And this chaotic approach can only be used by a person who is not afraid of death, not afraid of losing.
God.
Look at Antidote, he's not even a duelist, but does that stop him from playing like an absolute gigachat towards B main and spray down two people? It doesn't. Rafuel will guarantee peek out of the smoke. Yes, look, it's so predictable that Rafuel is going to do this. And Militant see this coming from a mile away. They know what's going to happen, but they still cannot do anything about it.
They were preparing for Rafuel and Anti just came out of the book in this round.
Yeah.
And he gets two. Not even one in a trade. It's two frags untraded. And now he's looking for the third. Too. The angle is just superb. The crosshair placement even better. And that's what you want. That is exactly what you want. The third frag, the paranoia to make sure Rio does not cross into the side. This looks like a fair, simple, easy 9th round for Team OG.
Alright. Rio's got a chance. He's even got the Rolling Thunder. Not the Rolling Thunder, the Hunter's Fury, my bad. But he doesn't have a lot of time, so he will have to be very, very careful. He's walking across, but Rafuel's there to intercept him. Rafuel's been dealt with. Now he actually does have a chance. Shocked up to clear out any closer angles, but Antidote continues to hold the older one. At least he's allowed to slip back into the site. But I'm pretty sure the moment he starts planting, both the OG members are gonna jump him down. They're already rushing him. It will be a 1v2. They both have to face him. He isolates the frag against Antidote. Bo pulled out. Shot down with the recon. And RVK finally threads the needle. Rio had a glimmer of hope, but it's taken away from him. Snatched away. And OG continue their winning streak.
There's no reset for Team MLT now. I mean, they're just playing on bags bonus. So you will force every round, try to get every possible round from here on. 9-3 is the best you can. And OG, they're looking very, very comfortable. In terms of ultimates too, Aziz has the null command, RVK has the lockdown available too. So if they do want, they can play just retake on a single side. And OG should just be fine. But why play retake when everything is going so well? You're not even allowing the players of Team MLT anywhere near the side. Rio also has the Hunter's Fury available, so the lockdown could be a little bit dicey. So they'll still fight for the side OG, I think. The utility will play a key role in that. Early drone being thrown in just to clear out B main, which could have earlier been done with Bad Love's Paranoia. But since none of the players want to peek out B main early on, the drone it is. Rio, even after the drone, if you have to check that angle, it's the util is just kind of wasted, right?
Yeah, but now look at what Militant Esports are wondering. They're thinking, where could OG be? After so many rounds of playing aggressively towards mid, OG have given up the area entirely. And now they're playing towards the B side. Jet dashes in, Knight Rider does kill Antidote, but the Hunter's Fury doesn't clear out Tesseract. He's still holding here with an Odin, and this could be a very difficult weapon to get rid of. Spike discovered, so now they know that Militant are trapped in here. Oh no, Aziz goes
good
down.
shot.
This could be the opening that Militant have been looking for. Even RVK has to face multiple targets. He connects one. Raw Fuel doubles up. Okay, this might just fall apart after all. It's a 2v2 now. The fairest odds that Militant have had in a while, but Rio is able to retaliate. RVK still too strong, still unstoppable.
It's one of those ranked games now, Crepes, where everything is just going correct for the team which is in lead. That is exactly what is happening. 2 frags simultaneously, make it a 2v2. The perfect cloud burst to get out of B market. That is exactly what you want when you're playing with a player with an operator in retake. He gets it. The frags, literally every frag went to OG's way. And OG, 10th on the board. That's a very, very humiliating half for the side of Team MLT.
It's kind of
what I
unorthodox of
feared.
Venka and Cortez to start fighting like that. There was no follow-up flash from Cortez, so both of the OG members, even though they were at a man disadvantage, were able to neutralize the numbers. And that's where all the trouble began. You know, the overextensions, the lack of utility, the peeking out. Bad Love commits. RBK is there to stop him, and it's an instant punishment.
Oh well, Venka though, he's able to at least get one, but then there's a smoke right in his face. Before the smoke though, he's able to get a frag. The shot is not expected at all. Raw Fuel, he should be sent to prison now. He's harassing the players of Team MLT so much.
Right here.
They try to come out a shot, he has the operator. If they try to get in his face, he has a shorty. This guy can do no wrong right now.
Put him in a prison, but there is no prison that can hold this man. Not a single mortal that can contain his rage. And even though the lockdown will be placed, it's not gonna be a big enough prison. It's not gonna be strong enough to hold this behemoth. There's a tiny gap left, and you know that Raw Fuel will be standing over there. Militant can see this position. They can smell it coming. But are they going to do anything to counter it? They can't.
Oh, okay, now the Blaze is anyways dead. It's all down to Rio. The knife. Oh, he whips the knife, but Tesseract with his spam. He makes sure that they're still on for the 13-0 and OG get themselves the 11th. What can be done differently here from Team MLT? They've tried the slow approach, did not work out for them. And it's all just the team game that is not going correct for MLT. The util is not there on time. Raw Fuel is just hitting shots with the operator and is not being challenged. That is my main concern. If you're not using your initiator util properly, when you have 2, and if you have 2 initiators and still your opponent operator is just taking you down one by one, piece by piece, that is a huge concern. And I haven't seen any way the Team MLT have to deal with it.
see that he's literally preemptively predicting everything. You know, he just walked into the cloudburst of Venka and was prepared with a shotty over there, ready for Venka to dash inside. And this time, the Killjoy setup has also changed. RVK has placed it towards a main rather than a shot. He recognized that Militant don't really like taking shot as much, and they've been hitting the A main area a bit too often. The only difference is this time Badlov's positioned towards B main. He's waiting over there hoping that somebody from OG will peek out and he might be able to get his team an early pick, but even if he can join his team, it will most likely be a vanilla A push, which OG have dealt with very successfully in the past. At least this time there's no KJ Util to stop them in the tracks. You know, the Null Command stops RVK and his antics, but the Hunter's Fury is still there. Venka knifes his feet out. RVK's feet were still visible, so this gives them an advantage. But the Hunter's Fury has already made things a little bit difficult for them. At least Cortez is able to get back up on his feet.
Oh, the smoke fades at the worst possible time. And once again, OG find a couple. Although Bad Love and this lure can be huge. The flash, once again, superb pushes AZs into a very bad spot. And then the trigger discipline from Bad Love. Finally, they cracked the code. A little bit too late, I'd say. But at least they saved themselves from the humiliation of a 13-0 scoreline.
Yeah, OG were contesting mid really heavily in the first few rounds of the half, and then they just sort of gave up on it. So it took Militant some time to figure that out. But when they did, they managed to send Bad Love all the way from mid towards defender spawn and then up heaven, which was successful in crunching this A side finally. And also partially they were successful because of the Null Command, you know, because RVK's Killjoy utility cannot be used over there. So they just found this one round. But after losing 11, is that going to be enough? I don't think so. We'll see whether Militant can survive this one on the other side of this break.
Hit for my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z. Or should I say, the Gen Next. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly to it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
Hit for my wings, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in.
Welcome back to Orangutan versus Militant. You guys are watching the Omen Valorant Challenger South Asia, powered by Hyundai, and its selling partner is Philips OneBlade. This is a difficult scoreline, you know. 11-1? I don't think we've seen a dominant game like this in the entire tournament so far. This might just be our first 13-1 game.
Hey,
Oh wait, there
let's
has
see
been.
though.
True Rippers had that unfortunate game,
Oh,
but
okay.
this might just be the second one.
Not the worst result though for them. MLT, right? Look at the silver lining here. OG though, a fairly easy entry into the side. Venka trying to be the hero, spotted down and whiffing all of his shots.
Player standing.
He just whiffed every shot that there was in the Sheriff. But Bad Love is trying to control the situation. Although, with just 20 HP left and RVK in the flag, he won't be able to do anything in OG. A simple secure of the round on the board for OG. And that is a match point. I mean, they just made quick work of the whole game. And we're like, yeah, we just need to be home in time for supper.
I think it's a bit too late for supper, but you can definitely have an early dinner over here. The way that OG are just swallowing Militant whole, chewing them up and then spitting them out, it kind of makes me feel like they're not really hungry anymore. Militant, on the other hand, are starving. malnourished for rounds. They're just desperately trying to look for any lifeline. Militant aren't the kind of team that will force buy, but now they just have to put together all their pennies and pocket lint to muster up whatever money can afford. And it's just a bunch of Stingers, Spectres, and Sheriffs. Rockhill dashing in like he always does. Tesseract sprays down Cortez without even having a line of sight on him. Pavlov is able to put up some resistance, but he's encircled by Raw Fuel, and the A side belongs to OG.
That just should be Hoo GG. Yeah, there's no more answering back. Raw Fuel was a little bit over aggressive. And even Aziz speaks out. Wait a minute. Alright. We might have some more rounds left. Maybe. That's a big maybe. Andy, a great smoke to just isolate all these players trying to flood into the side. The double peak is good though. But Andy still gets one. And then repositions 43 HP to his name. One Marshall shot, one Sheriff shot is all Rio needs. Don't get. Okay, he gets it. He gets the shot. And MLT, they still survive. At least they get their second.
Wow, this game isn't over. Alright then. I do have to blame OG for this loss because
I agree.
they were trying to fight very actively out of heaven, and it kind of gave Militant Esports favorable fights. I mean, they should have been dead. The way OG are playing right now, the way they're hitting their shots, I wouldn't exactly blame them for trying to end the game a bit early. But then again, you give Militant a fair fight, and they will do their absolute best to make sure that they get this round. Without it, they have nothing. So at least they don't go down in VCSA history as the least scored team. But regardless of whether they win or lose, it's gonna be a massive L for Militant in terms of round deficit, and this will hurt them in the long run when it comes to the tournament points.
What?
A counter spam.
Watch them lose like that, huh? To
Yeah.
Eco, to what we call the Shiko. Not even Eco, it's a Sheriff Eco. And one they get for free with the spam. The second one is just pure aim. And now Venka left to do the heavy lifting. Gets one. Needs a lot more than this. He's all alone inside. Flushed off because of the mollies and his ease. Watching the angle. Needs 2 bullets. They just need 2 bullets here. Oh my god. Tesseract is also playing this perfectly. Cortez though will help his teammate out. Although Anti hits another crazy shot. They'll still have to go and recover the spike in Cortez. He was watching the angle, but the timing was the worst possible one. And he gets taken care of by Venka too. Cole. Does he expect Anti though? He does, but Anti misses the shot. And the spike is still down on the ground. Anti does have a smoke to play around.
30 seconds
Wants to
left.
take the fight head on and gets the double shot. A Shiko to finish off the game. OG, 12-2. They just decimate Team MLT. And that's the second win for them in the tournament. Undefeated.
Yeah. And they finish it off so quickly. It's not even 8:30 p.m. local time, and this match is already over. It's done and dusted. OG can go have an early dinner today. 13-2. What a dominant statement. It's not just a win for OG. This is a proclamation of their glory, a proclamation of their merit, their mettle to show that there's a reason they are the #1 team in the tournament right now. This loss will shock Militant to their core. They don't even have the expressions to show what they're feeling right now. Partially still traumatized. And Antidote once again silences all the haters, shushes all the doubters. OG are undoubtedly the strongest so far. And as much as I would like to say that they have a target painted on their back, there's very few people who can actually take a shot at them.
Oh, that's a statement win. That is a big statement win. And just in terms of rounds, the way that they played in the map of Ascent especially, a 12-round deficit is what they gave to their opponent. That is a huge margin.
Yeah, a very scary margin too. Let's take a moment or two to just digest what happened and go through it. We'll be back with more details about the game and the MVP interview after this short break.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in. energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this is 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only family, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and say sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this is 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only family, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and say sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this is 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and say sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and say sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and say sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 seas. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and say sing along. I might book a session, do